The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Lance now on 1st down. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, 49ers. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And I tell you from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's-eye view of that throw, and it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
And oh, it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spent a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
Mahomes now on 1st down, being chased out left. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes, escaping the pressure right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the 49ers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. This one caught by Kittle. And some room to run now. Sheds off the tackle. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. A big play there just before halftime.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. On first down, Mitchell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Throwing his Lance on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going to the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Lance looking to throw it. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, There wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
From the 41, Lance. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sideline.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance throwing the out route incomplete. That's Mitchell. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
On second and a couple, Lance. This will be caught. It's Samuel. Touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 26 yards. And the 49ers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Mahomes now on first down. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime,
they've got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Edwards-Helaire. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. Touchdown! Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Mahomes will throw for it. That's caught at the 2. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there for the Niners. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 75 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lance. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Flush to his right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are right back in this football game. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Flushed out right. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
Mahomes. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Mahomes. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. Mahomes to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Now we'll look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. We'll check on his status when we get back. Mahomes. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible two-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for two here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
Extra point by Butker is on target as this gets him back within a touchdown and a two-point conversion. And the 49er hands team does its job. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. That one looks like he'll throw here. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, it's Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Lance. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Now goal for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Niners 44.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.